morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. And of course, our distinguished viewers. This is the Street Assembly brought to you by Citizens Information Network. My name is Pando. The Street Assembly is a network whereby we bring you people's reaction, people's view, and of course, their opinion on newspaper headlines. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we shall be showing you how people react on newspapers' headlines. All right, welcome back to the Street Assembly. The Street Assembly is where we have the senators on the street, the House of Representative members on the street, tell us their reactions and their own opinion and how as to how the government govern us and how their policies affect us. Right now, I have two distinguished men with me right now. Sir, please, may we meet you?
My name is Province. Province.
Mr. Province. And you, sir?
I'm Mr. Emeka Edom.
Mr. Emeka Edom. Today's newspaper headlines, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I have the Punch with me, and it says, Autumn defects to PDP. APC says governor's action is very, very surprising. Mr. What can you say about this, sir?
Anyway, I'm not surprised. You see, I'm not a member of APC, but if you look at the coalition that led to the president winning the election, you find that there are a massive number of people. What is playing out now is that APC as a party have not really been able to deal with this large number of people. Obviously, a lot of people are dissatisfied. The president, for example, is not happy the way the presidency is treating him. The other day, he just won the case at the Supreme Court. Now, is the offer robbery. I mean, you see, one thing I think the APC as a party needs to understand is that you can't stop people from associating. I mean, if you can't keep them happy, allow them to go. Look at what's happened. Saraki was invited to the police. The Deputy Senate President was invited to EFCC. And the House was going to sit. We understand that even their residents were blocked. I mean, and somehow Saraki managed to get to the National Assembly. Then they had a meeting. We'll be hearing plots about impeachment and stuff like that. Anyway, it all plays out to what's going to happen next year. But one thing is certain, the present government have not really made the Nigerian citizens very happy. You know, there was so much expectation when Buhari was elected. But right now, the expectation is so low. There are killings, people are losing jobs, hunger is just high up there. So I think there may likely be another change. All right, there may likely be another change. Mr. Emeka, what's your opinion as to the Autumn defecting, Governor Autumn defecting from APC to PDP?
Anyway, it's quite unfortunate that Nigerians never learned from history. And we're not making use of the value of education we had in this country. Most of us went to the same schools with the leaders of other countries. But when we come here, we don't perform. Many of us saw this coming. We were all, some of us who were into human rights activism knew it was coming this way, that it will certainly come. Leave that as it may. What happened this time actually is a combination of one is the impunity in the part of actors of the political wing of the Nigerian elite.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emeka. Just hold your point because there are so many questions I still have to ask, especially on today's national dailies. If you see the one dailies, everything about the national dailies is about defection. Governor Autumn defecting from APC to AD. We have about 14 senators already defected from APC to PDP. Very, very interesting. And this brings to a very, very interesting question. Sir, what's the effect of these APC members to AD? That's the effect of their defection. Do you think that this defection is going to affect 2019 election in any way?
Of course, defection is key. It clearly gives you a pointer of what to expect and what to see next year. You see, one thing is certain. You see, when you have a government that is not doing the wish of the people, when you have a government where there has been the level of poverty keeps going up, when you have a government where people keep losing their job, when you have a government that got elected on the basis of very big promises. I mean, I mean, there must be change. The defection is a pointer to tell us that this present government will struggle. They will struggle to be re-elected. That's just the truth. They will struggle to be re-elected because most of the people that are defecting to PDP may be doing it because of maybe personal reasons. But one thing is clear. These people are big politicians. You can't just wish them away. They have very strong followers. And apart from those defections, it's also a reflection of the mood of the people. You see, the truth is that apart from what the politicians are doing, you need to look at what the population, the general population, what they feel. People are not happy. You know, so, and the politicians are also part of the Nigerian people, just that they are the people that are most vocal and most visible. You see, something definitely is not right. You see, we are getting to a point that if something is not done urgently, Nigeria existence as a country is becoming suspect.
Wow. You've heard it. If something is not done urgently, in other words, we need a radical change. Okay, Mr. Emeka, back to you. I want to ask you the same question. Do you think the defection by APC members from APC to PDP is going to have an effect or significant effect on 2019 election?
Yes, definitely. One thing is that I was about hitting that point he hit, but although it might not be so clear, he was coming to that when he said the political elites fail to read the handwriting on the wall, the mood of the populace. The populace, the man in the street had already several months or years ago, or a few years ago, 1 or 2 years ago, they had defected. So it's just a matter of time, and it's just coming at the nick of the election. That is why you now see the elite, because they are at the apex of the ladder of leadership. You understand? So definitely, because they have seen that the 2019 election is about coming. That's why they now come with all this. Again, you can see when they fail to read the political mood of the common man. That is why they fail to make amends in taking to the tenets of democracy. You know what it means to have party leadership and party management and organization. They failed in that, guys. The leaders of the major political parties we have, and that is what is playing out now. It's just like a steam being bottled up. A little opening, it eases out. So that is exactly what is playing out now.
Thank you.
It didn't take time. They will see more earthquakes.
Wow.
In the months to come, because the masses will now decamp with their votes, with their legs, with everything.
Wow.
They will go to the streets.
Wow.
They will do more things than they have seen today.
You've heard it. If something urgently is not done, they will see more earthquake. This brings me to one of the last questions I have here. And very, very interesting question. Now, sir, do you think that the defection by the members of APC to PDP is about personal interest or the interest of the people?
No. I think it's a hybrid, but I want to look at it from the point of view of what people are expecting. You see, when somebody from a ruling party moves to an opposition party, it clearly shows you that something is not right. Moving from the ruling party to the opposition party, something is not right. It clearly shows that the ruling party is not doing certain things right. And I mean, let's leave our politics. Let's look at what the people on the street, the average Nigerians, feel about it. I mean, the average Nigerians are not happy. This present government was elected on the basis of so many promises. The worst part of it is that they're even reneging and denying that they never met those promises. Look at the banks, look at the industry, look at jobs, poverty everywhere. Something is just not right. You see, next year there will be another change.
Wow, thank you very much. Next year there will be another change. Also, please, back to you, Mr. Emeka. What do you think the defection by these members of APC to PDP? Do you think, sir, that it's all about personal interest or the interest of the common man on the streets?
It's a combination of all those factors put into one, and more than that. It's more than that. It's more than personal interest, and it's it's just a combination of several factors. Just like, look at what happened, and the word they extracted from him, the leadership of the party extracted from him a day or two before then. You see, he was about falling for his personal interests when he gave them his word. But in coming back to his people, he had a different thing. You understand? That even when he wanted to go for the meeting, the people stopped him. And being a good politician, being a balanced politician, he had to fall to the side of the people. And he never did. There and then he had to decamp. Although that decamping issue had been on his mind, but it's something that would have been treated by the party leadership, which they had already started. And he was about falling to their side. But when he saw the people, the sentiments of the people, and these are the people he was fighting for, in short, he's not a governor if those people are not with him. But definitely he had to go by the party. So his personal interest, one, the interest of the people. But he flew, he actually made sure that he moved to the interest of his people. That's what he did.
Thank you very much, sir. So, viewers, you've heard it. The people, the representatives of common men on the street, they have said it all. They have spoken well. They have aired their view as to the camp of the defections of APC members from APC to PDP. Until we come again, please stay tuned, stay blessed, stay glued. My name is Pandu.